Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. In this video, I end up reacting to NHL24 Hut trailer. There's a lot of fun things going on with this one. A lot of cool things I ended up talking about. I had a lot of fun doing this video. And if you like it, hit the like button down below. Hit the subscribe button, that's what it's called, down below. And the bell on my channel. And without further ado, we're going to head over to the actual part of the video where I react to NHL24 Hut's trailer. Hope you all have had a good day so far. Hope you keep having a good day, and I will see you all again tomorrow. So here we go, NHL24 Hut trailer. I'm going to end up playing this each segment throughout, and then I'll react at the end of each segment. Some of them I might pause in between here and there. But here we go, Hut team reactions coming up. And the first thing that we're going to go over, I'll go over here a second. So the first thing is Hut moments. With the all-new Hut moments. This year, you'll be able to play through some of the most... And I'll let this go, and then I'll react to at the end of my thoughts on it. Historic moments in hockey history, as well as complete moments that happened during this upcoming season. Now, Hut moments will be replacing the offline Hut challenges from past games. In Hut challenges, you were limited to a vague set of objectives to complete against a set roster in the game. In Hut moments, you will be dropped into a specific time and scenario. Really cool. With customized players and rosters to fit that exact moment in hockey. And some will include a detailed breakdown from James Cebulski to hype up that moment.
In the opening round of the 2021 playoffs, the Montreal Canadiens found themselves on the brink of elimination, trailing 3-1 to their arch rivals, the Toronto Maple Leafs. It was Nick Suzuki who ignited the spark in Game 5 with an electrifying overtime goal, propelling the Habs to not only force a Game 6, but to also claim the series in 7. This is your moment. Triumph over the Leafs in overtime and orchestrate a remarkable series comeback.
And then we have one more little part to this
now,
thing
on
to talk
top
about.
of the large list representing the more recent events in hockey, there will also be some of the most memorable in the history of the sport. Mario's emotional return in December of 2000 against the Leafs, all the way to Gretzky's 5-goal game against the Flyers in 1981, giving him 50 goals in 39 games. On top of all that, some moments will actually have you player locked to a specific player to complete that moment. And yes, that includes goaltenders. One of the most requested quality of life improvements from the community has been ending a moment when you've completed all the objectives. So I had to ask Nicholas, what happens when you complete?
All right, so we're gonna pause for a sec. So pretty much, and this is something with the Hut moments, the first half of this, it looks like this is something that's been a part of MLB The Show for a while. I feel like NBA also, it's been a little bit of it at times. Madden, not really at all. But we did see this in NHL. I can't remember how many years ago it was. I remember being able to do Hut moments years ago. One of the ones I remember doing was playing as the Ducks, and you have to tie the game and then win in overtime. And I think they were down 3-1 or something like that in the scenario at the start of the game. But this is something I'm really excited about. We haven't seen Hut moments in a while. This is going to give people that don't really play online versus mode or don't play franchise mode, maybe be a pro mode, people that play the game more for the arcade style, this is something that's going to really go toward them. It's going to give more people the ability to play more aspects of this game instead of just one thing constantly. And I'm really excited for this Hut moments, being able to play as a team, as one single person, as a goalie. It's all a lot of great news that I'm excited to see in it. They'll definitely be on this channel. I'll definitely do some Hut moments on the channel. It should be really exciting.
All the objectives in a Hut moment.
We actually gave you the option to end the moment early this year. I know it's something that was kind of called out as a quality of life thing in the past. So now, very simply, the next phase off in the game, you'll get prompted. You can exit and claim rewards early. If you're having fun playing the match and just want to play it all the way through, you can just hit continue and still quit out and get your rewards early anytime.
So this is one other thing that it's just a little added feature to it that they've done in years past when they've had Hut moments. You can't leave the game. You're kind of, I believe at least, I don't think you could have left. I think you were still in it. But for the most part, most of them had you winning in overtime. There was not many games that would win in regulation. So this is going to be a cool moment that will allow people, if they want to keep playing the game. I'll probably end up doing that more often than just stopping it, but depending on what moment it is going on.
Speaking of completing objectives,
so Objectives
that leads us
2.0
into
now
our
is
next
the next
feature for
phase.
NHL 24. Objectives 2.0. In this year's game, objectives will be tracked in real time and can now include in-game actions such as goals, assists, shot types, hits, as well as dekes. This is a massive upgrade from NHL 23, in which objectives were limited to games played with a specific card type, such as...
So this is something that I feel like I'm going to pause for a second, talk for a second, and I'll let it keep playing. I think this is something that's going to be beneficial. You in NHL 23, and I think a couple of years prior, for a while at least, you would never see them in the middle of the game you're playing. You would always have to play the game, and then, oh, maybe I got it, maybe I didn't. It was kind of a toss-up sometimes with certain things. This way now, you'll be able to know in the moment, if you've done it, how many more you have to do, whether it's shots, whether you have to hit the person however 10 times or whatever it is. You'll get an idea for how many times more you have to do it if you didn't do whatever the objective is already, which I think will be a great feature. It'll give people a lot better of a chance to see what they're doing in real time, so they're not playing and then going back to the screen that in NHL 23 you would have seen.
As a current event, or simply totaling a certain stat, like score 50 goals regardless of the player used to do so. In NHL 24, the objectives can be tracked with specific cards. For example, if a new event comes out, instead of just games played with event cards, it will be score goals, get assists, and some will even have you doing so with specific cards. Now, to keep track of these objectives, you'll receive an in-game pop-up while you work towards the objectives.
Supposed to be something that'll be cool.
What that means from a developer standpoint and what he's most excited for when it comes to Objectives 2.0.
We're utilizing this new tech to actually refresh our daily and weekly objectives, so we want to, give a different look to that stuff and just give some new fun things to do, every day and every week. And then on top of that, the thing that I'm most excited about is, we're able to build Objectives 2.0 around doing things with specific player cards, specific players, specific teams, or card types, and all that's going to allow, event objectives to have a lot more depth and be a lot more meaningful this year.
To complete those objectives, it's going to be far easier because in NHL 24...
So I'm going to stop for a second. So you pretty much, with the way they're talking, explaining some of these things, you're pretty much going to get more objectives, or at least maybe not more objectives. Well, it'll be more objectives. But the objectives will be more in depth. Like you said, you'll need certain players to score a certain amount of goals, or just score goals, do certain hits. So a lot of the things in NHL 23 that we've seen was very broad. Not a lot of it was very specific, at least, or in depth at least. It looks like NHL 24, which would be a good thing, is that they're bringing in more depth to the hut and the way that we get objectives done.
We are getting
next part is shared economy.
In this year's game, you will be able to buy, sell, and trade with players from the opposite console.
Now, this is a big thing, is that in NHL 23, I never thought about this, but it makes sense. I'm on Xbox, so I would only be able to trade or sell my Ultimate Team or Hut cards to Xbox players. Now, with this, you're going to be able to trade and sell between PlayStation and Xbox. It's going to give you a wider range of amount of people to be able to sell to, and I'm really excited to see how this is going to work. There's always been a big selection of players to choose from in the auction house when it comes to buying or selling players, but this is just going to give it more of a ×2 to that feeling. So you're going to see a lot more of an ability to sign or buy these players or sell players that you want for more money.
That PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series S and X players, they will now share a single market. PlayStation 4 and Xbox One players, they will also share a single market. Now, with it being easier to acquire the cards you're looking for in NHL 24, you'll be able to show them off with the all-new Hut Share. This will allow you to share your roster through a single screenshot. It includes both desktop and mobile view designed for easy sharing of your progress. It'll highlight your entire roster, as well as some of the biggest accomplishments you've made during your time in Hockey Ultimate Team. We're also getting the brand...
So that pretty much is, and I'm rewind it so you can see what kind of what it looks like more of. But this pretty much is just it's kind of like more for the appeal, so you can see your lineup more often. I do think it looks really cool. I think it's something a little different than NHL 23 with the way Ultimate Team kind of played out. I think this kind of gives this game a more modern feel, updated feel that maybe it's needed for a couple of years now. And I do like the way it looks. I'm watching this through my PC, and it's going to look the same way when I'm recording a lot of these videos, which I'm excited to get the recording like this. And even through Xbox, it should look somewhat similar, I'm assuming, which would really be really cool for the future.
During your time in Hockey Ultimate Team, we're also getting the brand new XP sets. In this year's game, you'll earn XP from logins, daily, and weekly objectives for use in a new linear set track. By completing all 40 sets released weekly, you can earn yourself an all 99 overall master item. To speak more about the new XP sets, I asked Nicholas about how it's going to work.
Yeah, so we wanted to look at a way of revamping the monthly collectible sets, and so this year we're actually going to have a more linear track, but the real goal of it, the real exciting part about it is you're actually pursuing this, what we kind of call the Ultimate Hut reward, and it's going to be a 99 everything card that you'll get just from completing these sets throughout the year. And so you get XP collectibles from daily and weekly challenges, etc. And then as you do these sets, you'll earn individual collectibles that work toward this ultimate reward. I think I was mentioning, like, we really want these to represent or be representative of, you know, what happened this year, big stories from that year, and so that they actually have meaning in the context of the 23-24 season. So right now I can only reveal 2 that have been chosen, which are Cale Makar, who's our cover athlete this year, and Connor Bedard, first overall pick from the draft.
Also getting a change in NHL 24 will be synergies. There are going to be a base set of synergies for each player type in the game. For example, power forwards will have the powered forward synergy, which will allow player types to more reflect their playstyle in game. On top of that, there'll be new boost synergies, which will be added to player items through live content.
The first thing we wanted to do was bring more meaning to the player types in the game. So right now they're kind of represented as, you know, 3 letters on a card, you know, two-way forward, power forward, etc. And this year we're actually going to have a power forward synergy that goes on every power forward item. It helps you understand when you're building a team that you're building around a certain identity. And on top of that, there will be another number of synergies that are purely just boosts, and they're named a little bit more simply. Like there's an acceleration boost, a speed boost, etc. And we wanted to make that, you know, the synergies a little bit more approachable for players and a little bit more understandable.
And lastly, let's discuss the...
So I'm going to stop here for a second. So it's pretty much it seems like how the way we use players are going to be a little different. The XP, how we gain packs are going to be a little different. It's going to give you the ability to gain better packs. If you play the objectives right and do all the objectives, you'll be able to gain, like I said, better packs, better players, and also just some of the attributes will be a little different based off NHL 23. It looks like it'll be more used modernized again. It looks like it'll be more modernized, a little bit simpler than NHL 23 was set up.
Content coming up in NHL 24. X Factors will be coming back to NHL 24.
Yeah, the X Factors back
game, there will be a representative from every single NHL franchise, totaling 32 players across the league. On top of that, there will be 6 women X Factor cards from their corresponding international squad. Team builders will also be making a return to NHL 24 with some major changes in how you acquire the team builder cards. As you go through and collect cards from each individual squad, you will get that team's 84 overall team builder card. Once you have collected 6 total 84 overall team builder cards, you could then trade them in for an 87. However, the big change coming to NHL 24 is that it can be any of the 32 team builder cards, meaning that you won't need to collect every single division and every single team. If you wanted the new 87 overall Jeremy Roenick, you could go ahead and cash in 6 Jack Johnson cards to acquire him. Making the return to NHL 24 are the Power Up Icon set. Now, the big change to the Power Up Icons this year will be the fact...
I mean, I'm going to pause for a second, actually. That's kind of funny to me. I'm going to go back. That's kind of funny to me how you legitimately can just have 6 of the same 84 for all players to trade in for an 87. That It'll be interesting. I feel like people are going to take advantage of that a lot and just primarily go after the same 84 overall guy if he's cheaper. So that will be interesting. But I think this is a good idea overall, though. It gives people the ability to get more players, to get better overall players than they might have had in the past.
You could go ahead and cash in 6 Jack. They are broken down into 4 separate categories. You've got playoff heroes, rookie cards, vintage, as well as dynamic duos. Now, once you are able to collect the 2 headliner items from each of those 4 sets, you can then trade them in for the ultimate power-up icon. In this year's game, they will be Mario Lemieux, Wayne Gretzky, and Gordie Howe, and they will continue to upgrade throughout the year. So from Hut Moments to Objectives 2.0, the new XP sets and updated live content, there is a lot to do in this year's game. Be sure to take advantage of...
Well, pause this, pretty much it. So it's like live content. There'll be a lot more live content, kind of like the XP set, being able to get better players, and a lot more things going on with that. But that's pretty much it. There's a lot of cool things I saw within Hut. You will definitely see some of it on my channel in the future once NHL 24 comes out. But besides that, that is pretty much it. Thanks for watching.